right, guys, welcome back to another episode of The Nerds Who Drink. I'm Steve.
And I'm Mark.
And guys, this week, we had mentioned it a couple weeks ago during our comic book visit to the shop. We're going to talk a little bit about nerd niches. So, like, things that we sort of fall into as our nerdy selves that you guys might be able to relate to. But first, let's kick off our episode with our classic cracking of a beer. Mark? Oh, it's beautiful. It sounds wonderful. So, Mark,
Smells good.
this is your week. Tell us what we're drinking.
So we are drinking the Hellpig Helles. It's a Helles lager from Sterling Pig right here in Media, PA.
Yeah. Love them. Their food is phenomenal. If you've never been there, the Sterling Pig Brewery does some pizza, but they also specialize in like a smoked barbecue style food. I love their food. I'm gonna be honest with you. I will go there and get like their sampler platter. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I've only been there like once or twice, but I know both times was like so good.
Oh, they're phenomenal. Like fall off the bone meat. Meat. Love it. All about it. But without further ado, let's talk some nerd niche stuff. So I know I'm excited to talk about this. I know, Mark, you're probably also excited to get into the stuff that you really like hone in on when you think of your nerddom.
I've been talking about it all day at work.
Fair enough.
Literally, me and the one guy I work with all day, just going through everything.
All right, sweet. Let's fucking start you off then. Hit me.
So when it comes to like my nerdisms, like ever since I was a little kid was always like Dragon Ball. Like Dragon Ball Z. I don't care for it, but I watch it. GT, Dragon Ball Super, love
Okay.
Super. Doesn't matter if it's the movies, if it's the Broly movie, the new Broly movie, the Super movies, Resurrection F. Doesn't matter if it's a Tree of Might. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if it's Dragon Ball Z abridged. If it's Dragon Ball Z, I'm in.
I love it. Like that. This is exactly
Like-
what we're talking about. Like when you get this excited over, like your thing, whatever your thing may be. That's what we're about here at the Nerds Who Drink. Like obviously, we love having a beer, having a good time, talking our shit. But like this is what we get excited for. So, and this is going to be a hard one. This might be a hard question, but who is your favorite Saiyan?
Saiyan? Ooh.
I guess say favorite character, but it's like super broad, and like you just named. I think you named
Favorite
more.
character is Master Roshi, hands down.
Fair
no
enough.
arguments.
Okay, that's fair. I was like,
Homie's just been a perverted old man from Dragon Ball, even up on, like literally in Dragon Ball Super, he had to train himself not to be distracted by beautiful women. That was his training for a tournament against multiverses of powerful beings was, I can't get horny.
you know what?
Like-
I love it. I
Like-
fucking love it. That's hilarious. And especially we were watching that like the 90s, the early
Yeah.
2000s. So like it's even funnier that us as kids is like that's what we're kicking into.
Well, the thing that I always found crazy was my mom always told me, and I never understood it. I don't know if it's because like one was real and one was a cartoon, but I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers because it was too violent. But I would switch over to Cartoon Network or Toonami or whatever it was considered at the time, flip on Dragon Ball Z, and straight up watch dudes getting cut in half and ki blast straight through the chest. And because back then, like they actually showed like blood in the cartoons
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. I mean, they still do a little bit, but now it's more just like the little brush artistry, not like.
Like blood. I mean,
Yeah.
you were saying like splats of blood. I mean, it's invincible, not invincible level, but like that esque.
Right, like when Goku fights Frieza, like he actually has blood like streaming down the side of his cheek if he gets hit or something like that. Like during the World Martial Arts tournaments, like you were seeing dudes get lumped up. Like I said, people just straight getting like just ki blasted straight through the chest. I mean, Goku literally as a child in Dragon Ball punches King Piccolo straight through the chest with his dragon fist and goes straight through him, and then he coughs up an egg. But
You know, I'll take it for what that show is. That's pretty on par. So, conversely to that, like I'm not super big into classic anime, and that's okay. That's not my thing. I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up. I thought it was super cool. One of my friends in like elementary school or something watched it, and that's really kind of like what got me into it. And I thought it was a great show. Love the concept of it. Like I could name you a couple characters, you know, and I couldn't tell you like anything specifically from like any specific episode. I don't even know which ones I did or didn't watch. I played the video game for PS2. I thought that was awesome.
Budokai?
Yes, great game. And again, I'm not saying it's bad. It was not my thing growing up. And again, I watched it very briefly with the friend group that I had at the time. I loved it, but it just never like carried over into like my personal life. I was very much like the Justice League, and that was pretty much Justice League, Batman, like the animated series. I think that was pretty much it, like from what I watched. It was very like Batman, Superman heavy, maybe Spider-Man.
You watch any Gundam at all when you were younger?
So I know what it is. I've maybe seen an episode here or that. Like it was Toonami as well, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So like I watched Toonami, and then I would get to the point where I'm like, I know nothing about Cowboy Bebop. I'm not fucking watching this shit. And like, it just wasn't that like I didn't want to watch it or I hated it or anything of that. It was like, I just don't know enough about it to catch my interest for extended periods of time. So I'm like, fuck it, Nickelodeon's got all that on right now. I know that. And I just felt comfortable watching it. So here the fuck we are watching all that instead of like Gundam.
Dude, I literally, like, I can remember it. I would watch WB and Pokemon came on.
Oh, great.
From Pokemon went to Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! I change over and go to my Dragon Ball Z. Then I would go eat dinner. Then I would come back and watch Zoids.
Oh, Zoids, fucking great show. And that's
the entire series is on YouTube.
I know it is. I know. I started watching it. Fuck, dude. I want to like 3D print a Zoid.
I like forget. I used to have all of the models where you put them together and some of them actually had like the actual like mechanisms for them to like walk. Yeah, I had Elephantor, I had Liger Zero. I forget which one the orange one was.
I had the white Liger.
The white one's Liger Zero.
Oh, so fucking cool.
Liger Zero. Gold. There's the blue one that has like it was like the artillery Liger. Yeah. The orange one had like the scythe blades that came out of the side. There was the Raptor ones.
I like that as a kid. I did not give a fuck what was going on. That show was the coolest fucking thing in the world. If you disagree with me, that's fine, but you're wrong and I hate you. And it had such cool 3D animation, like paired with the 2D animation.
Especially for that time.
Oh my god, it was so far ahead of its time. If I could get a redone show now, that.
Imagine live action. I mean, it would pretty much be Pacific Rim, but...
It would be, but I am so, like, I was so fucking hype watching that show. And then I'll never forget, like, as a Christmas gift from my grandmom, who, like, what grandmom knows about this shit, happened to get me the Liger Zero kit, and I sat there. We went down the fucking shore. We were in Wildwood, and I was like, fuck the beach, fuck the boardwalk. I'm sitting in the fucking hotel room, and I am building this badass white tiger robot. Dude. And that's what I did. Because again, as a child, I was a closeted nerd. Like, I didn't want to be a nerd because I was like, oh, you're a nerd. Nobody wants to hang out with you. You're not cool. Nah, fuck that. I've been a nerd forever.
Dude. Oh god, I forget. Like, going back and rewatching it, like you forget how good it was.
Dude, it's so good. I watched the first episode on YouTube. It was like a while back, and I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this was amazing. Like, I didn't pay attention to the story at the time, but now, like, I'm like, fuck, this was a good story too.
Yeah, like it's basically just a trash picker becomes like one of the best droid battlers out there, and I call bullshit. Because that was like AI. Like, that was the only robot that, like, it thought for itself. All the other ones, like, people were like manually doing stuff. This thing's like, he's like, all right, we're going to go into battle. It's like, no, I'm going to go take a nap. And then, like, it would just go lay down. And he's like, it's like, no, I'm sorry. You don't just get to sweep in and take all the credit when your homie's teammates, the one I think was the wolf. I forget what the girl had. Wasn't there, like, a turtle?
Was that an artillery one too?
The wolf was. The wolf had the big ass cannon on top of it.
I see.
But I forget what hers was. I know because I know hers gets destroyed, and I think she gets one of the Raptor ones, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I have to like start at the beginning, like take time in my day when I'm free and just like watch the fucking series. I might do that tomorrow. I'm gonna start it over tomorrow, and I'm just gonna kick after it. But
dude, so am I. Now you say it. I'm definitely doing it.
We've gotten like aggressively off track. You can come over tomorrow.
100%
You're coming over tomorrow. But yes. So your nerd niche is Dragon Ball, which is 100% fucking awesome. I love it.
I know it doesn't sound like it, but it is.
No, like yes. I was gonna say we talk so much about like other shit on this this show on this podcast. Like, we really do talk a lot about Star Wars. I guess it's because it's like super recent for us. And I think it's one of those things that we actually. I'm not going to say I'm just getting into Star Wars because I'm definitely not. But I think I'm just finally, in the past like 4 to 5 years, really diving into the lore. And I think that's why I'm drawn to it so frequently.
Yeah, it's definitely for me. Like I'm the same way. Like I've watched all the shows when they came out, like animated, live action. I watched all the movies, sadly.
Yes.
But the prequels, the OGs, and then Disney. But yeah, like I never really got to like the lore. Like don't get me wrong, like I would look up like on Wikipedia and stuff and like read Wikipedia pages and stuff. But like now I'm actually like reading the comics. I'm actually diving into the graphic novels. I'm on YouTube until like 2 a.m. watching like breakdowns of stories that were video games. Like I watched like a whole thing of like a whole guy do a playthrough on Knights of the Old Republic. I could have just went and played the game, but I chose to watch somebody else because I like seeing like, okay, well, what if he did this instead of that, or what if he does that instead of this, or that, or this, and it's like, it's a dangerous rabbit hole to go down. It really is. Like,
And Star Wars has such a massive lore. Like, there are so many stories that are in the Star Wars universe that you really can't just. Like, you're not going to glaze over it in a weekend.
right?
Like, you could easily knock out, like, you could read all the Harry Potter books in, like, a week and a half, if you really got the time. And, like, there's a little bit of lore, like the prequel stuff, the Hogwarts Legacy. And then there's, like, the sequel stuff, like the Cursed Child. But that's really it. Like, I mean, you also have the
Fantastic
prequel,
Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts. That's
and
another
like the
prequel.
spin-offs.
So, but, like, it's really, it's very pocketed. Like, that's what they got. People are writing fan fiction stuff, but, like, Star Wars has books I've never even fucking heard of. I guarantee it. Comics I've never read or heard of, or, like, I mean, Christ, you just picked up the CGC fucking black, white, and red Vader
series.
Okay, well, there's a black, white, and red Maul.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, so I have the Maul, you've got the Vader. What else is there? What other shit is there that I just don't know about? I picked up fucking 9 High Republic fucking comics the other day. I have the Light of the Republic. I have the fucking original High Republic book. We have the Eye of the Storm, the one that we got signed by Charles Soule, the fucking dude who created the fucking High Republic. So it's like,
he was awesome too.
he was super fucking nice. That was one of the nicest guys. But honestly, like, dude, there is so much shit that, like, I couldn't even I'm not even at the tip of the goddamn iceberg at this point. But I digress. Back to the nerd niche thing. So if I had to pick, like, a series or something along those lines, it would probably fall somewhere between, and I know I just mentioned it, Harry Potter or the MCU. And I'm not going to say Marvel in a whole because, like, don't question me about, like, the fucking bronze, silver, golden age stuff. Like, I know the basics. I get it. The MCU, like, I fell heavily into. I watched the movies a million times. I love them. I live them. But my real nerd niche thing that I do in my nerddom is I collect shit. And as we were talking just before this episode, Mark said, yeah, I've been to a fucking Comic-Con with you.
Yeah.
That is a dangerous place for me. The internet is a dangerous place for me. eBay, fucking horrible place for me.
If you ever meet Steve and you hear, ooh,
yeah,
just know that
buying
he's
some
already
shit.
doing the math in his head to see if it works.
Yeah, I'm buying stuff. And, like, most of the time, it's pretty sad. Like, I'm like, fuck it. I'll just figure it out. And I just buy shit.
Well, you did it this year when you walked past the T-shirt thing and you saw the Anakin daycare shirt.
Yeah, and you know what? Fuck it. The dude from Geek Boy Press, awesome guy. I love it. Like, his T-shirts are fucking awesome. Grabbed it, met fucking Hayden Christensen hours later. Fuck that shit. Like, let's go. Let's get it. And yeah, my whole thing, like, I have collected wands from Harry Potter World. I've collected lightsabers from Galaxy's Edge. I have the fucking Infinity Gauntlet. I have Loki's Scepter, the Loki, one of 6,000 fucking crowns from the series. Like, my basement is essentially a fucking nerd wonderland, which
All
for
your
me,
Corksicle collections.
yeah, my corksicle of every goddamn Star Wars corksicle that exists, and I've gone further from there. I've got Harry Potter ones and shit now, and other, Star Wars ones that didn't have last time we did a corksicle giveaway. I've got Marvel ones. I've got Iron Man downstairs. Like, it's just, I got a lot of shit. If it's something that can be collected, not even nerd shit. I'm sitting here staring. I have a fucking signed wine bottle. Who signed it? The guy that made the fucking wine. Why did I have to get it? Because other people couldn't get it. I don't know. It's just like I see something, I want to collect it. I collect things. I am the collector from the Marvel Universe. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I am fucking crazy when it comes to collecting shit.
So now what I want to ask you, because growing up, I was more cards, Pokemon. I just sold up pretty much everything except for my Charizard. Yu-Gi-Oh! I have all three. I have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons cards. I have Red Eyes Black Dragon, Dark. I got everything. What if you had to pinpoint one thing to collect? Like, say, like there was just a ruling. It's like you're only allowed to collect one thing. What would it be? So say like you just described, like you got wands, you got cards, you got like helmets, and you got
That's right.
signed
I didn't
pictures.
even fucking mention the
Jedis.
helmets. Don't get me started there. Thank you for that. If I had to pick one thing that I could, only one thing that I could collect for the rest of my life, I think the coolest display pieces that I currently have are probably my lightsabers. I have so fucking many of them. It is arguably terrifying. But also the fact that I can get like the collector's boxes signed. Like I put the picture up a couple weeks ago of the Ahsoka from Ashley Eckstein and Rosario Dawson signed. I have Anakin Skywalker signed by Hayden Christensen. I have Cameron Monaghan's signature on my Cal Kestis lightsaber. Like, that shit for me is gold, and it looks good on a wall, and it's a super cool talking point, and I'm a fucking nerd. So, like, I love Star Wars, and get me in some shit like that, and I'll talk all day. But yeah, like, that is super exciting for me. I've built my own lightsaber twice now. I have the Halcyon, which is the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser lightsaber that they had. Like, I carried that around Comic-Con with me. That might be my thing. The wands were like really cool to collect. I used to collect the limited edition ones. There's things that like I stopped going to Universal to collect them. I spent more time at Disney. That's just a personal thing because I was spending so much money on both annual passes, and I utilized my Disney one more. So I think that's kind of why I like fell back. Universal, love it. Halloween Horror Nights, love it. We should go down sometime for Halloween Horror Nights, Mark. It's fucking great. Jay said he would never go because he's terrified of shit like that, but it's so much fun.
That's part of my anniversary gift I give to Danielle is I get her the yearly wand that they release every year.
I tried to do that, and it was like just the hunt of it and like going down there and trying to find a place that had it. I think you can buy them online.
Yeah,
now,
I
right?
just order them online.
Okay. So yeah, back when I started collecting them in like 19, they didn't have them online. So I was like constantly going to the park and fucking collecting these goddamn wands. And now I'm like, I didn't want to do it anymore. So I said, fuck it after COVID. And yeah, still love Halloween Horror Nights. Still love Universal. It's an awesome place to go if you get the opportunity. Never been to the one on the West Coast, but that's on the list. But yeah, I think my nerd niche is just being the collector from the MCU. Just like, marvelous! And I just see some shit and I want it and I buy it.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game.
It's a fucking super dangerous game. God almighty. I have shit that like, I have the Ventress lightsabers in the fucking cardboard box that they came in from Disney. Still. I haven't even displayed them. I'm like, I don't know where to put anything. I need to fucking print more mounts for the wall. We'll get there. And if anyone wants the fucking Cameron Monaghan set, just give me a number. I didn't even really want the Cal Kestis lightsaber, but I was like, fuck it. Again, I'm a collector. I saw it was a limited edition lightsaber. Boom, bought it. Stellan Geo's lightsaber, the first ever High Republic lightsaber that they ever released. Bought that. Came with a variant comic cover. Had to have that. Why? I don't know. I really don't know. I got a problem.
Dude, we really are like the variant collectors.
I love variant covers.
Like the High Republic one that we got
fuck
signed,
yeah,
they're
dude.
variant covers.
They are variant, but you know what? So like people shit on variant covers because it's not the original and it might not be worth as much. I don't give a fuck about the worth. For me, it is solely the fact that
They look
it
cool.
looks. Some of them look awesome. Like I just got the Absolute Power, High Republic, or no, Absolute High Republic, my ass. The Absolute Power
Justice League.
Yeah, Justice League fucking variant foil cover, and it looks super cool. I actually got every foil cover for every Absolute Power tie-in as well. Because I was there, I was at the comic shop, and I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to buy everything. Why not? Again, that's my problem.
So ready? So if I buy like one comic, I have to buy like the entire run.
Yes,
Now that's my OCD. Is that considered? Because like I'll be like, oh okay, like this issue looks cool, but I don't want just that issue, and then I'll go out and I'll buy the entire graphic novel, so I have the entire story.
But that's okay. So like I'm that way with The Last Ronin because I understand that I'm never going to pay $300 for that comic book, especially because like I genuinely want to read it. Like it's not like, oh, I just want to put it on the wall, I'll get over it. No, like I want to read the entire Last Ronin set, like that whole series. So I might just buy the graphic novel. It's at fucking Target. It's 30% off at Target right now. Like I could justify $25 for it. I'm cool with that. But like same thing with Absolute Power. Like yes, I have a variant foil cover, but I'm very much planning on reading this. Like I'm not going to get it graded like we're going to do with the fucking Wolverine one, the Deadpool, whatever, the World War III.
Deadpool, World War III, and the Star Wars ones.
Yeah, and the Star Wars ones that we had signed. Like I'm actually going to read this. And fuck it. I don't care about the value. This is a cool series that just came out, just started. They haven't even released the second issue yet, but they've already started fucking releasing tie-ins because that's what happens when you get a 4-book goddamn series. Fuck my life. I thought I was going to save money. $4. Super easy. No, I'm wrong. I'm going to be in debt.
Yeah, nah, Danielle yells at me so much when I spend money.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I really
Like
do.
literally when we went to the comic book sale, I walked in the door and she just, all she does is she sits up on the couch, looks at me and just goes, do I even want to know? I was like,
The answer is no.
honestly, this time the answer was yes. Because I mean, to be fair, like I think we did very, very good.
We did well for ourselves. We did.
For what, you know.
I mean, hell, me walking away with a
Deadpool
couple...
and Wolverine for like the 90.
For 90, that wasn't bad. And then the free fucking comics that I got for buying other comics, I was pretty okay with that. Like getting CGC graded comics for free, I was happy.
That was such BS. Literally, I bought the Darth Vader one, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna throw this comic in with the next sale," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I got the first ever mention of the Blue Beetle in the DC universe, which is kind of cool. Dope fucking comic. Again, can't read it because it's in a slab, but I love it.
I actually for my birthday or for Christmas, my stepmother actually got me the first ever appearance of Ronan the Accuser in the MCU. It's a Fantastic Four.
That's fucking
comic.
Awesome.
And I was like, oh, okay, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not mad. But like they came out with that. I believe it was I think it's called Three Jokers, the storyline.
Yes.
But there's like 18. It's a 3-comic story. That's it. It's 3 comics, but there's like 18 covers, and I have all of them but like one.
And see, here's what you need: the one that you're fucking missing. As a collector, you need it.
I know it's been irking me.
I will find it for you. I'll find it on the internet.
Well, I just keep I can find them. I just always keep forgetting which one I don't have. So like I'll go to the comic store and they'll have all of them, and I'll be like, oh, and I'm like, wait, which one don't I have?
You send me a picture, I'm gonna fucking get it for you.
Because there's like 3 or 4 different Jokers. There's one with Batgirl. There's one with Batman. There's one with the Red Hood. There might be one with Alfred if I'm not mistaken. But it's like a bunch of like the characters, not just the Joker. So I always go and I always forget which one I don't have.
So you just need a picture of the fucking 11 that you have, and then you get the fucking last one and you'll be good.
God, I have an issue.
So guys, if you've made it this far into our podcast, we very much appreciate you. And are you finished your beer at this point? I know I am. It is good. It's
delicious.
Solid lager. Definitely got some good flavor to it. We usually do a taste and a review in the beginning, but you know, I really wanted to dive into this topic. I know it was one of those things that doesn't really touch on anything that's going on in like the pop culture world currently, but to give you guys a little like a delve and a dive in on who we are as people. So, get to know your hosts, I guess is the easiest way to put it. And we'll have a couple of these episodes here and there as we make our way through our season 2 non something super nerds who drink world that we're living in.
But not something super.
Not something super, because we're no longer something super.
Previously known as.
For the artist formerly known as something super.
Or if you're going Dragon Ball Z, last time on Dragon Ball Z.
And now you know a little bit more about us. So tell us, if you've listened this far, what your nerd niche is. We're going to post a little bit on Instagram. We want to find out what you, as collectors or anime watchers or, comic people, like whatever your thing is, you let us know. We'd love to hear it, honestly. I think I definitely also want to touch on some new comic book stores from the local area coming up soon. I think we definitely need to go visit a couple more stores. Love Comic Universe. They are our go-to spot for comics right now.
If you guys are in the Delaware County area, Pennsylvania, go check them out. Again, they're in Ridley, right on McDade Boulevard. I mean, I've been in there multiple times. My dad lives right around my dad lives right around the corner, so I mean.
Yeah, I was in there as recently as yesterday. So, like, it's bad. I
need to get back.
Far too fucking frequently. But, I love it there. The guys there are great. It's an awesome store. Super cool fucking vibe in there. And
hopefully we'll have them on eventually. And
that's the plan. Yeah, I know Mike wants to jump on here and chat with you guys a little bit, chat with us, give you a little info on his shop and what's been going on since you started owning it.
If you guys are at any kind of Comic-Cons or anything like that and you see their table set up, go talk to them. They're great people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So Comic Universe LLC. They are fantastic. We're going to tag them in our post about this episode and, get you guys out there and check them out. But, I guess, is there anything else you wanted to kind of touch on before we sort of wrap things up here?
No, not really. I mean, I know that going back to my Dragon Ball niche, we have met Christopher Sabat.
Yeah, he's awesome.
And he was, to quote, all I wanted him to say was it's over 9,000. And contractually, he could not do it, so I forgave him. But
I respect
he's a super cool guy. Like, hands down, voices of Vegeta. If you're My Hero Academia fans, I know he does a voice of a character on there. I'm sorry, I've never watched it, but I know he does a voice on there. He's in a ton of stuff, but if you don't watch Dragon Ball Z, go check it out. Literally start with Dragon Ball. It's on Hulu. Dragon Ball, all the way through Dragon Ball. Well, I think they have Kai on there, which is basically just a shortened version of Z. They cut out a lot of the filler stuff. Then you can skip GT and go to Super. And then you can watch all the other movies and stuff. Probably find them on YouTube or on the interwebs. But definitely, like, I put them right up there with the DCAU. Like,
ooh, okay. Oh, that's
some of them,
that's
not
bold.
all of them.
That's fucking bold.
Not all of them, but some of them are that good.
See, like, if you hit me with like the DCAU, the MCU, and I saying this, like, those are 3 giant. Now, when I say MCU, please understand I'm talking about phases 1 through 3. Everything recently has been...
Everything prior to Endgame, maybe include Moon Knight.
So, I also like Loki.
But Loki's part of the original.
Okay, that's fair. Okay,
the original
that's
phases.
fair. That's
like,
fair.
I'm not knocking Loki's show, but as a character...
Okay. Oh, no, hold on. Shang-Chi. That.
Shang-Chi was post.
He was 4.
He was.
Phase 4. Really good.
Shang-Chi, I can't wait.
Fucking good.
I hope they're doing a sequel.
They are.
Are they?
Simon Liu, his name. I think it's his name. Sorry for my pronunciation. I think he already said online that it's already in production or it's going to be in production, and I'm very excited to see that because I loved the first one. Great fucking movie. The rest of it, take it or leave it. Like, WandaVision was cool after like the 4th episode, which, whatever.
Have you seen any of the trailers for Agatha?
I did. I saw a trailer for Agatha.
Dude, it's supposed to be like a true horror show, which I'm excited for.
I fuck with that. And, like, I loved her character. First of all, I loved her in, like, everything she's ever been in. Even back to like Step Brothers. Are you
Oh
fucking
my
kidding me?
God, dude.
Hilarious. She's fucking hilarious. Great actress. Yeah, Catherine Hahn. Just killer.
Everything she's
Killer.
in, dude. And I feel like she's one of the people where she just plays herself.
Absolutely. I feel like she's super down to earth, like in real life. If you've ever met her, please let us know. Yeah, she's awesome. But yes, before we get too far off track this second time, we're going to definitely double back, talk about Agatha all along. We'll talk about The Boys, which is wild as fuck so far. We're going to rack up the Acolyte on the next episode. And I think that might be it, unless you can think of anything else between now and then. But yeah, I guess last but not least, I am Steve.
I'm Mark.
And guys, we are the Nerds Who Drink. We'll catch up with you later.